Hey guys, it's DBD Gamer Girl here. Welcome back to my channel. So I know nowadays the winter event is going on in DBD, so in that spirit, I thought it would be kind of fun to make a tier list on all of the ugly Christmas sweaters of the characters. I'll be covering the sweaters that are available in the store now, as well as the sweaters that are going to be coming out later this month that I think I know of. Hopefully those do actually end up coming out. And also any of the ones that are in the tome based on the Bone Chill event right now. So let's see for Dwight. I don't know. Like, I guess it does a good job of being ugly. Like, I hate the blue, like, cuffs and neck and, like, down here. It just looks so nerdy. And, like, the fact that it's just, like, junk food. Like, I mean, I don't really know if that's very fitting for Dwight particularly. Like, it just seems like very random, but I will give it to it that it's pretty cute. I think I would put him in like a mid-level category. Like, it's definitely not the worst, but it's really not ugly enough to be typical ugly Christmas sweater, but it's also like not good enough to wear it as a normal sweater. So I'm gonna put that in the C category. Okay, Meg. Hopefully Meg's is good. I feel like Meg has some really good stuff. Okay, so Meg's is basketball related, which I kind of do love that it's basketball related because, I mean, she was the athlete. Although the thing about Meg also is that like she wasn't a basketball player, like she was a runner, right? Based on her lore. Yeah, like she was a track runner. You know, honestly, the thing that doesn't make sense to me is that Meg also has some like default clothing of like being a basketball player. So I don't know why they're trying to force this basketball player thing onto her when clearly it says in her lore that she was put into track and it only ever talked about her running. So, you know, by that regard, it's kind of weird, but I do like that it says swish on the back and it has the ball like going into the hoop. Like, I feel like this is kind of a cool sweater, like just ugly sweaters aside. Honestly, like I feel like her sweater is more wearable as a normal sweater than Dwight's sweater was. So for that reason, I'm gonna put it in B. I mean, it's still not, you know, the typical like ugly sweater vibe that you would look for, but I mean, it's kind of cool actually. Let's see if Claudette has anything. Okay, so this is Earthly Delights. This is, I mean, what is this, dude? This is so bad. I guess did you know that the tomato is actually a fruit is the description? This is supposed to be tomatoes? Like, honestly, that makes it even worse. It's very ugly, but it's not even typical ugly sweater ugly. Like, it just looks like a bad sweater. Like, you wouldn't think someone kind of gave this as like a gag gift, like ugly sweater. It's just like plain bad. I mean, it kind of fits because it's related to plants. And she was like into botany and stuff, but like still it's so bad, dude. I think I'm gonna have to put Claudette's in like D. I just hate it so much. It's so bad. The color is so hideous too. And like the fact that it's tomatoes, like what is that? Let's see if Jake has anything. Happy ending. Okay, well it's a happy ending for the bears. Oh. Okay, so honestly, like this part about Jake being in the tree with like some animals like down here, I think it was wolves actually in his lore. It's actually really fitting for him because there's literally a tome cutscene. I'll insert it here if I can find it, where he's like up in the tree and like the wolves are underneath him just like watching him. So I feel like this is very fitting for him, and honestly, I really like the color of this, and it's like very clear on what's happening in the sweater. And honestly, it's not even ugly, like it looks really good. I actually really like this sweater. Ignore how goofy he looks right now with these like bad pants and like shoes that I have on, but yeah, so I'm gonna put his in A tier because I just genuinely like the sweater, like ugly sweaters aside. It's just that color is so nice. I kind of want this sweater. You know what DBD merch should be is like their actual outfits in the game. like the actual DBD merch, like should be these sweaters, because I would buy this one. Okay, Nia, so Nia's this cat lady, which, I mean, I don't know what it is with them trying to turn her into a cat lady. Like, that's not really very fitting for her. And I mean, I guess it's a nice sweater. Like, I like the color and it's not too ugly. See, the thing about ugly Christmas sweaters is I feel like they either need to be like so ugly that it's clear that it's like an ugly sweater, or they need to be, you know, ugly, but they're passable enough to wear it in normal life. And I feel like this sweater definitely fits into the category of it being passable to wear it in normal life. I mean, I don't like it though. It's very boring, and I feel like based on Nia's personality and her character, like she should have had something way more bold and flashy than this boring sweater. I mean, just because of based on how bad it is for Nia's personality alone, I'm gonna rate it low. Like, I think I'll put it in C tier. I would honestly put it even lower, but the fact that, you know, it's wearable as a regular sweater is like a good point for me. So that's why it's not going in D or F, honestly. Okay, Bill. So I'm already, I guess it's not available anymore, but I don't know when I got the sweater. I don't see it in the store, but anyways, I'm just gonna rate this sweater because I already have it on him. I actually love this sweater because, like, it has, you know, the Left 4 Dead zombies, it has the helicopter and the guns. Like, it's like literally perfect for his game, and it has the hand. Like, it's just like extremely fitting for his character, and it's like a very typical ugly Christmas sweater, I feel like, with all the, you know, designs and patterns. Like, it's very clear that it's meant to be an ugly sweater. For me, Bill's goes an S. Like, I really like his sweater. Like, it's perfectly fitting. Okay, David. Oh god. Rugby shirt. the good try in the back. I mean, it's very fitting for David because, I mean, he's very athletic, so having that rugby shirt is definitely good for him. Yeah, okay, his athletic abilities led him to rugby. So it's actually, you know, that he was into rugby. It's not like Meg where she was actually into track, but they randomly gave her a basketball sweater. So I did like this for him, and it's very ugly. So it is like it's like a good ugly sweater. The only thing that's weird to me is it looks kind of like a t-shirt. Like, maybe that's like intentional on their part. Like, it's made to look like a t-shirt. This good try is really killing me. It's actually so funny. It's very fitting for David's character, and it's very decently ugly. I think I'll put it in like A tier. I kind of like that sweater. Lori, I think she does not have one, which is actually very sad. I don't know. It'd be cool for Lori to have one. Wasn't the Myers one one of the first licensed chapters to come out in DBD? I'm kind of surprised that Lori doesn't have an ugly sweater by now. Okay, Fang. I actually love this one. Can she stop crossing her arms? Game over and level up. Like, I really love this sweater on her because it's just so perfect for her gaming lore. So I feel like this sweater is actually really good. And again, it has like the very typical, like very big blocky designs and patterns. It just like is very reminiscent of an actual like ugly Christmas sweater type thing. How do you make her stop crossing her arms? Like, I have no idea. I can't like fully see the front, but you can see it here, and it's like a controller and level up. This is just so perfect. I think this one also goes into S tier for me because it's like very clearly like a chunky ugly sweater, but it's also like kind of cool and pretty in its own way. Plus it fits her character, so it kind of checks all the boxes for me to go into S tier. Quentin, I don't think he has one. Tap, I definitely know he has one. Yeah, I love this one actually. I mean, it's very ugly because of the blue and yellow. Like, it literally looks like a toddler's like sweater. Like, to me, it kind of looks like something that a toddler would wear who like wants to be a cop when they grow up. So I don't like the blue and yellow. Like, still, I'm gonna rate it pretty high. I mean, I know it's probably just because I like Tap, but I think it's good. Like, it's fitting for him. I just hate how ugly it is, but that's kind of the point. I think just like how bad it is with the coloring is gonna make it me not put it into S, because you also don't want a sweater that's so ugly that you never wear it. But it is kind of funny. Like, that would be like a perfect gag gift for like a cop, like a sweater like this. I'm kind of undecided between S and A. I think I'll put A though, because these ones are just better, like the ones that I have in S. So sorry, Tap, but Adam. This is so bad, but I love it so much. Like, it's just so nerdy. I love the chalkboard. Like, I love the apple. Like, the fact that it has numbers, like 5 + 7 is 12. It's just like a perfect teacher's pet thing. And I feel like they really like tried to make Adam like very much studious and intelligent. And I feel like that kind of person would totally wear a sweater like this and be given a sweater like this as like an ugly sweater present. I think I'm gonna put this in S. I just love it so much. I don't even know why. Jeff, dude, I bet his is gonna be bad. Wait, you know what? I actually really like this sweater. What the heck? I just really like the skull, and it like fits his kind of like hard rocker type vibe that he has going on. It's like very, very fitting for Jeff. And I don't know, I like personally just like love clothing or anything that has like skulls on it for some reason. So honestly, I love this sweater. I mean, it would be better like on anyone else apart from Jeff. So I'm just gonna ignore that it's Jeff for a second. No, I'm kidding. Honestly, what makes it even better is that it does fit Jeff's like personality and his look. Surprisingly, his sweater is going into S tier, which I never expected. So I know that Nancy had a sweater, like I remember seeing it. So yeah, it is on the tier list. Yeah, like let's just look it up. You know what? This is what I'm talking about though. Like some people do sell this stuff on Etsy. Like the actual sweaters. Like I feel like this should be the official DBD merch. Like you shouldn't have to like look for this on Etsy. So honestly, like I'm pretty sure that this sweater is from the show, but like in terms of just like a sweater, like it's very basic. Like it's not even ugly really. It just like looks more like a normal sweater. It's definitely not my favorite. I think I'm just gonna put it in like B tier. Like it's very, not even B, I think C tier. No, B tier.
2,000 years later.
I think I'm gonna put it into C tier. Like I kind of feel like it fits the vibe similar to Dwight and Nia sweaters that are in there, where it's like really like extremely basic. And it's not even ugly enough to be considered like an ugly sweater. Okay, Steve also like no longer available in the store, but I have photos of it like right here. So you know what, as much as I freaking hate Steve, like this is actually the perfect like ugly Christmas sweater. Like when I think of ugly Christmas sweaters, like this is what I imagine. I know the ugly sweaters are not like necessarily Christmas specific, but if that's what I'm thinking of, like first of all, I always think Christmas, and second of all, I think of like this type of thing. I mean, it is Steve though, which kind of makes it worse, but I think I'll put him in like, I think I have to put it in at least A, because it is like the perfect like ugly sweater. I mean, the reason I'm gonna argue that I'm putting it in A and not S is because I feel like it's a little bit like too basic. Yui's outfits are always really good, so I'm excited to see what she has. Oh my god, look, it's like a motorcycle. And it has like the racing flags. Dude, this is so cool. I have no idea what this says, but I think this is really cool. This is like really perfect for her. The only thing that I don't like about the sweater is the color scheme, but then again, that's kind of the point of like an ugly sweater, is the color scheme is supposed to be kind of hideous. So honestly, I really like this one for her. I think like I'm gonna put this in S. Like I just love this on her. It's like really perfect for Yui. I'm surprised by how many of these I actually like. I definitely thought I would not like most of them. Okay, Zarina. Oh god, her hair is so bad. I know that's not relevant. I'm not looking at her hair. The camera is fitting for her. The coffee is cute, I guess. I mean, here's the thing. I would say that this sweater is pretty much like what I was saying about Steve's, where when you think of like very typical chunky like ugly Christmas sweaters, like this is what you imagine. And what makes it even better is like the fact that it's fitting for her, because it has like the camera for her journalism. So, and it has like the little trees and like snowflakes and coffee. I feel like overall this is like a really good sweater. I just feel like it's very, very basic again, just like Steve's. So for that reason, I'm gonna put hers in the same category as Steve's. Like I feel like, so I'll put it in A tier. Cheryl, I don't know if Cheryl has anything. Oh, she does. I love the bunny too. I just like really love how fitting this is for Silent Hill with like the seal in the front and this like bunny as well. I just and the fact that it's like all these kind of ominous type of things, but it's still like very Christmassy and ugly, and like it's kind of like an interesting mixture of things actually. So I really think that makes it unique, like it being kind of like Silent Hill vibe and like a Christmas sweater. Honestly, for that reason, I really like this one, and I think I'm gonna put it in S. I just like love the combination like of those ideas. Felix. So oh god, this is so tacky. See, the struggle that I have with this is that it's like perfect for the ugly holiday sweater. Like I feel like this is some like with the vibe that this gives me is this guy shows up to like an office party and he thinks it's like so funny that he's wearing this sweater that looks like a suit. And that just like is so off-putting for me, like the idea of that. Dude, even it's literally named holiday formal for mingling with executives. Oh my god. Okay, I hate that. I hate that so much. But then again, like it's just so perfect for the actual like ugly sweater. And it's like extremely fitting for Felix because all of his outfits are like very, not all, but most of them are very dressy and classy. So having like this kind of sweater is literally perfect for him. Like, I just personally hate the sweater so much, is why I'm not going to put it into S, but I have to admit, like, it's extremely fitting for him, and it's, like, a really good concept, so it's definitely not going any lower than A, unfortunately, because, like, in reality, I would give this sweater an F. Okay, Yunjin. Honestly, this sweater is so good. Like, it's very bright, it's very flashy. Like, that's exactly what Yunjin's like whole fashion vibe is like. But yeah, I actually really love this sweater. Like, I think I love the colors of it too. I think I'm gonna put it in S. I just like really personally like that sweater so much. And you know, of course it's fitting for her with Trickster and music, like having the headphones on it. So Jill. Oh, it says her name on it. That's kind of cute. This is very like hideous. The colors are very clashy together, like the blue and the kind of magenta like purple thing that's going on here, but the guns and like stars, Raccoon Police Department, and her name, and all like I love how like the bullets like look like little Christmas tree type decor. I kind of just love how like all of it goes together, and it's definitely like very fitting for her. Also belongs in S tier for me. I just really like how that sweater looks on her, and like honestly having bullets on a Christmas sweater is just so funny. Okay, Leon. This RPD thing with the badge. I mean, this is giving me like a very similar vibe to Tap's sweater. And I like, I love how they have the little like zombies down here. This is also like extremely fitting for him, and like the fact that it says RPD. But this one is just like not as bright and cool as Jill's sweater. Like this is way more muted and dull. So I'm gonna put it in A. I mean, it's still really good, but I just don't see myself putting this in S. Yoichi. So I did see that Yoichi is supposed to have a sweater available. I don't know, it looks like there's some confusion about when it's supposed to be available. So I'm just gonna rate them based on what I'm seeing here. Like, I don't know why they're not available in the store yet. Yeah, this sweater is literally perfect for him because of the Watch Me, like with his ring background. And it's also like a very typical like ugly Christmas sweater. And like, I love like, you know, the little TVs down here and the cassette. Like, it's just, I literally couldn't think of a better ugly sweater for Yoichi. So based on this, like whether or not it's there in the store right now, I've been seeing this everywhere. So I'm gonna rate it like based on just what I'm seeing. I would definitely put this in S tier. It's not even in this list, but I'm just saying like if this was in the list and when this does become available, this is definitely an S tier for me. Okay, Vittorio. It's supposed to be like a knight's armor type thing, which is definitely perfect for the chapter that he came with. It even has like, you know, like a little dagger like in the back, like you can see the handle right there. It's just basically like a sweater made to look like armor and like a weapon. So I feel like that inherently is pretty cool, but I still don't like it. I would say it's very ugly, and it's also kind of just like weird at parts. Like, I don't know. I guess that's supposed to be like chainmail. It's not my favorite. Like, but it is fitting for his character. So based on that, I think I would rate his, it's not available in this list, but I think I would rate this into probably B tier. Rebecca. I think the problem is that some of these are not out yet, like, but I have like seen them. Honestly, to me, I kind of like this one. Like, I like the little medicinal spray. Like, that's very accurate for Resident Evil as well. Like, I love how they have her doing like a thumbs up. And the stars, I mean, that's been pretty common between Jill and Leon and now Rebecca. I just hate how ugly her like color scheme is. I mean, it is fitting, but I'd probably put hers in like about B tier. But you know, we'll see when it actually comes out. And this is supposed to be Ada's, which I love the secret agent and this butterfly. And I also think this is like very fitting in terms of her, just like her color scheme. Like she, with her red dress, like this is very fitting to go on top of that. And it also looks very much like what you would expect in an ugly sweater, like I've said for some of the others. But at the same time, it's cute and it's wearable. And I would put this in A tier. Like, I don't think it's S for me. It's a little bit too much red, but it's definitely still good enough to be an A tier. Dude, why is Hattie's outfits always bad? Like, I don't understand like why her outfits are never good. So this has like, you know, her little audio device for her paranormal monitoring, which I think is like extremely fitting for her. And this has like an all-seeing eye type of thing. It's like very fitting for a Dread chapter especially. The very like bright and clashing colors is very reminiscent of Ugly Sweater as well. So I feel like, you know, it's really good for her and it's really fitting for her. I just like hate how much the colors are clashing. Like up here it almost kind of like looks like zebra print, and then here it's like yellow and pink. Like I don't know. I wish they would just do something good for Hattie. Like, I don't know why they haven't done anything good for her. I'm definitely gonna put this in like B tier. It's not that bad, but it's just like I feel like they could have made it much better. So Jonah. So his is like very similar to Steve's. Like, there's no way his is not going in the same category as Steve's. It's like literally pretty much the same thing with like the reindeer and everything. So let's put him in A. Michaela. You definitely see like the witchy type stuff in her outfit. Like you see like the kind of moon and like the cat type thing. And just like the whole overall design is kind of like what you would expect to see in like a witchcraft type book. So I feel like it is fitting for her in that sense. Like just the whole vibe of the sweater is very similar to her personality and her lore. So I don't know if I would really consider this like a normal like ugly sweater. Like I feel like it's not blatantly ugly enough to be considered that. It kind of more looks like edgy or like unique rather than like a typical like chunky ugly sweater. But I still like really like how it looks on her, and I like how it's fitting for her personality. But for me, this would go into like a B. Like it's very atypical, and I don't think that actually works too well for that in this case. See, Elodie. So this is very like typical, like ugly, Christmassy, and like this backpack type thing on the back is also like pretty fitting for her. She has some outfits that are kind of reminiscent of this. Like it looks exactly like this backpack, like you can see. So I think that kind of level of detail is cool. You know, it literally mentions her backpack like in her lore, so obviously it was like pretty important to her. And she would just explore a lot, adventure. This is kind of like compass type reminiscent. And it's also very typical of an ugly Christmas sweater. So honestly, I'm gonna put it into S. So Ash. Like, why are Ash's sweaters all so ugly? And I love how it says he'd put on the sweater and head to the nearest rundown bar to drown his sorrows. But look how funny it is. Like, it has a chainsaw and it has like these little faces. Like, I can't even 100% tell what this is supposed to be. Like, is this supposed to be him wearing like a belt? Like, I don't even know what this is. And then like the random Christmas trees down here and like the like chains up here. But I really do like how bright it is, and like the Christmas trees down here are like really funny. It's definitely not that good. I think I'll put it in like B. Okay, Jane. Oh, I kind of like that. What does that say? Alive? Oh no, it says Jane. Oh my god, I'm so blind. Oh, and it has like the on-air thing, and it has her like posing. This is actually like really perfect for Jane. And the color, like I like the color. I think I'll give her an A. The thing that I don't like about it that much is that her name is just like blasting across the front. Like why would you want that? At least in Jill's sweater, her name also was on the sweater, but it was in the back. Whereas Jane's, it like says Jane across the front. Kate? Unfortunately, I actually bought this sweater for some reason. But I mean, I feel like the horse and the music, like these are like really perfect for Kate's character, like the whole kind of cowgirl type vibe that she has, and the music for her singing. And it's also very ugly. I think I just like really like the sweater, but it's very dull. And I feel like not Christmas, but ugly sweaters are meant to be very bright, like very chunky, very noticeable. And this is like very dull and faded. For that reason, I'm gonna put it in A, but I do like that it fits her. Last but not least is Ace. Okay, this is like honestly, like as much as I hate Ace, this is perfect. Cause it has like, you know, the coins for his slot machines, it has the cards, like Ace, it just has like all the card like, and the thing is it's also like green and red, like very Christmassy, very typical like ugly sweatery. I love how like the cards look on his sweater. Like this is easily an S for me, even though I hate Ace, like I don't even know why. But the sweater is really well done. And out of the killers, I think only Legion has sweaters, which is kind of interesting, so I will rate those two. So here is one of them. I actually really like this sweater. I love the color of it, and the masks in the back, like the 4 is like so perfect for Legion, with there being like 4 personalities of Legion. And the kind of heart here with like the broken, oh my god, I really love this sweater. Like I would say it's not very like ugly sweater vibes. It's definitely more of like a regular sweater, but I just love this one so much. Like the color is so pretty and the masks are so good. Like I will definitely put this one in S tier. I almost kind of want to get this sweater after looking at it. And then here's this sweater. I also love the fact that this has the masks and it has like the X through the middle, and it has like the little festive snowflakes. And this one, again, it's not really an ugly sweater. It's more so just like a regular sweatshirt, but I really do like it. And I love the slash marks because that's also very fitting for Legion. I really just don't like it as much as the pink one. It's just like more dull. It's not very bright like I normally expect ugly sweaters to be, but I still really like it. I would definitely put this one in like A tier. Big surprise, like whenever I rate anything alone, like most of the things end up in S and A. There's literally no one in F somehow.